viewers, you're welcome to Wellbeing Core. This is Lola speaking. I'm a pharmacist, a nutritional therapist, and a wellbeing coach. In my previous video, where I talked about practical steps for boosting your energy level, I mentioned 4 key points for boosting your energy level. And I talked about elaborating on each one a little bit more. So, this is the first of them. Today I will be talking about diet. So if you have not watched the first video in the series, please do go and watch it. I'll be leaving a link below. So in that video, on diet, I talked about the 3 macronutrients in our foods that make up our foods. And these are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So today, I'll be talking a little bit more about it, about each of these macronutrients. I would also be showing us a chart of what a healthy plate should look like. And I would show us another diagram which gives us an idea really of what happens in our body for energy to be produced. So I'll start off with talking about our foods and what we nourish our body with. So first off, carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the main energy producing food for us. So at its simplest form, carbohydrate gets broken down to glucose. That's the simplest form of carbohydrates. And then glucose in the body with the right nutrients gets converted to energy. So to have the right source of carbohydrates is really important. It's very crucial. So for a healthy diet, we have to have whole grains included and foods made out of whole wheat. Whole grains will include brown rice, will include rye, barley, whole oats, and foods made out of whole wheat will be wholemeal bread and pasta made from whole wheat. There are also other sources of carbohydrates, like root vegetables. There are potatoes. There are various types of potatoes. There's white potato, there's sweet potato, which is really healthy, by the way. And there are yams. Yam is a really healthy source of carbohydrates as well. So the key reason for going for whole wheat foods, whole grains, fresh root vegetables is because they still have all the nutrients in them. They have not been processed. The nutrients have not been taken out of them right through the processing, because these nutrients present in these fresh foods are important for the body to be able to absorb the nutrients that carbohydrate gets broken into. So glucose is the end breakdown product of carbohydrates. So for our body to be able to make use of the carbohydrates, the vitamins and minerals that were originally present in the foods are needed. The next macronutrient is proteins, and there is animal sources and there are plant sources. So the animal sources, the healthy animal sources, are fish and then white meat, which is chicken and turkey. There are also other sources of white meat. But just as an example, chicken and turkey. A lot of people would have that. And then fats. Good source of fat is avocado, pear. We've also got olive oil for cooking, rapeseed oil for cooking, coconut oil for cooking. Those are healthy varieties to use. So those are the 3 key macronutrients, and they do have micronutrients in them. The micronutrients are the vitamins and the minerals. Also, fruits and vegetables, which come with a lot of fiber, a lot of micronutrients, which are vitamins and minerals, and some of them contain minimal amounts of carbohydrates and proteins here and there. So it's very important to have a rich plate, a rich, healthy plate, to provide our body with the nutrients it needs to supply our body with energy. So I will show you the chart right now of what a healthy plate should look like. So that is a healthy plate. That half is made of fruits and vegetables and a wide variety. At the top there, that top quarter is made of whole grains and root vegetables. That is the protein, animal sources, plant sources, and then we've got fats and oils as well. So it's important to, as much as possible, most of the time, try to get our plates to have this proportion of the various foods. I would also like to show right now a diagram of what actually happens in our body cells for energy to be produced. It may look a bit complicated because it's actually the biochemical process that goes on in the body, in the cell actually. So here is the diagram of the process that happens in our body cells, actually in the mitochondria, which is inside each cell. So yes, it looks complicated. However, what I do want to show you is these words that are in green. You can see how many there are, these words in green around the circle. Now, those words in green are substances that cycle needs in order to function at all. Those substances are called enzymes. Each of those enzymes need nutrients for them to be produced in the body. They need good sources of protein. They need minerals. They need vitamins for them to be produced. And what that then means is a lack of a nutrient for the production of any of those substances would mean inadequate amount of that substance. That would also impact on that cycle because there isn't enough of the enzyme to do the process. So if we can imagine that there isn't enough nutrients to produce one of these, well, it would inhibit that process a lot and would mean that this cycle cannot function as well as it should, because each stage happens because the previous stage has happened, and because the previous stage has happened. So it's a cycle that has to continue. So it goes without saying that an absence of a nutrient in producing any of these enzymes would definitely impact on the ability of the cell to produce energy. So this is why it all boils down to the food we eat, to how fresh it is, to how nutritious it is. It all boils down to whether the food that we're consuming still has all of the nutrients that the body needs to create energy. So I hope this explains it better. The reason why it's crucial to focus more on eating foods from fresh, cooking from fresh as far as is possible, rather than processed meals, prepackaged foods, which in the process of manufacturing depletes those foods of the nutrients that your body actually needs. So I hope this has been helpful, and please subscribe, please leave a comment, and I'll be seeing you in the next video, where I will be talking about exercise as the next practical step for boosting energy. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.